Hey, comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do that all important comic book review so you, the fans, can make a decision what comic books to buy. And today, guys, we're talking about The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 3. That's right, guys. Or 4, sorry, issue number 4. I forgot this double shipped a couple times. Pretty cool cover here as we get to see Spider-Man looks like on the building, the Goblin glider there. We were hinted with Norman Osborn in this last issue. So what's going on in this book? I don't know. We'll find out. The book is written by Dan Slott, and the artwork is done by Herberto Ramos, Giuseppe Comicoli. The artwork is pretty cool in this issue. We get to see pumpkin bombs falling through the sky. You get to see people in complete panic mode. Bobby is pretty badass in this book, and I really like her as kind of like this liaison for Spider-Man, and she has these wings that she develops, and I just love the way she's drawn in here. And I don't know, maybe these two could have a relationship in the future. I'm not sure, but it's pretty interesting how they interact with each other. You get to see Spider-Man in his Spidey spaceship, and so some pretty cool artwork in here. Nice coloring, a lot of action in this book. We get to see a little bit of the lizard. So yeah, it's a nice book. So what did I think about this story? What goes on in this one? So just to let you guys know, there are going to be spoilers. So if you haven't read it yet and you don't want to get spoiled or anything, come back and write your comments below what you thought of this video and the story itself. All right, so we have this unknown location, and we have Peter Parker Industries and S.H.I.E.L.D. and Spider-Man all dealing with the Zodiac gang in this issue. And they supposedly got all the locations to their bases, and S.H.I.E.L.D. is going to act on that and try to take down their complete operations. Nick Fury gathers everyone together to get everything going. And as Spider-Man and Bobby are on their way there with their Spidey spaceship or Spidey jet or whatever the freak you want to call this thing, you find out that he gets this call from Aunt May. So we finally get to see Aunt May and Jay Jonah in this book, and we find out that she's doing charity work for Peter Parker Industries. And it was nice to see them interact with each other. How proud that Ben would be of Pete for coming up with this Uncle Ben Foundation on trying to help people. And the next thing we wind up seeing is that we get a whole bunch of laughter, la ha 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 ha, you know. And at this point, as a reader, you know, my anxiety was kind of going through the roof here, because I was like, oh shit, are we gonna see him? Is he coming? Is the Goblin coming? And then what happens is right away, Peter's just freaking out. You know, the screen goes black. He doesn't see her anymore. And right away, you get to see Peter jump ship of the mission that's on hand. And it's like, I'm going Aunt May. And Bobby's like, no, you can't do that. We have a mission. We have to do this. And obviously, he doesn't realize that he's related to her. And so, or does, yeah, no, he does. Yeah, she does. My fault. And so what happens is, like, he can't miss the mission, you know. So he ejects Bobby from the plane, which I thought was pretty cool, and she goes flying. And then she has these Sam Wilson wings that he created, almost like them, and she leaves them in the dust. He leaves her in the dust. I thought it was really cool. But the battle really happens not between a Green Goblin, which I was kind of disappointed. They call themselves War Goblins, so they obviously are working with Norman Osborn or whatnot. They have all the Goblin technology, and they're destroying anything that has to do with power, whether it's power for the city or the community or whatever it is. They felt like they needed to destroy it. And so we get to see Spider-Man use a few different powers, whether it's a kind of like this device to track heat, and he finds these kids and he rescues the kids, and then you find out at the same time S.H.I.E.L.D's trying to go through the Zodiac's mission, and all their bases were fake. There was nothing there that was real. And at the same time, it's like, what's their game? What are they playing at here? So after Spidey kind of defeats the Goblin War characters and and Bobby does too. We find out then in the issue that that this guy, the leader, is kind of working with Norman here. So that was pretty interesting too. But they're not going to rebuild that technology because he feels that they're a target and whatnot. But at the end, just like the previous 3 issues of Amazing Spider-Man, we get another villain in here that's being recruited. So it looks like now we're up to what, 4 villains now, and this time it was the Lizard. So Doc Connors. And if you read the previous Amazing Spider-Man issue, he does have sanity in his brain now, and now he's being employed to work with this villain because he's promised to bring back his son and his wife. Now, if they're real, I'm not sure. Is this the Jackal? Because this is this next set of loved ones that we've seen brought back into the table, and they don't really have that much expression of them. So are they clones? I'm not sure. So, but now you have the Rhino, you have the Lizard, you have Norman Osborn in here, and I don't know, you have somebody else too, I think. But nevertheless, it's gearing up for what the future is going to become for this Amazing Spider-Man title. So what did I think about this book? I thought the main story was okay. I was hoping for something a little bit more than some generic war goblins. The dialogue between Bobby and Peter was priceless here because it really shows how much Aunt May really means to him. And he'll do anything at all costs to save her, no matter what happens. And as him talking as Spider-Man, he's really saying as himself, as Peter saying, I don't treat you like an aunt, I treat you like a mother. And of course he's relaying that message from Spider-Man. So cool book. Again, the story was okay, but the ending was a good cliffhanger. So I gotta give this one probably a 4 out of 5 stars. I want the major story to progress now. I'm kind of over this whole Zodiac gang. They're kind of moving things along pretty slowly with these guys. Like, what's their motive here? I don't know. And so that's what's kind of hanging up the title for me. I just want the main bad guys in here already. So again, 4 out of 5 stars for me. Guys, in the comments below, tell me what you thought of the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 4. What were your favorite moments? What were your least favorite moments? And fans, as always, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. Until the next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Take care, guys. Bye.